You've seen her before. Jeans, plain white sneakers, nothing flashy at all, and somehow she looks like she stepped out of a much more expensive life than the rest of us. The kind of woman you find yourself glancing at twice without quite knowing why. Here's the strange part. You almost certainly own both of those pieces yourself. The exact same jeans, a nearly identical pair of sneakers, sitting in your closet right now, worn more times than you could count. So, why does hers look finished, and yours sometimes look like you simply got dressed and hoped for the best? It was never the price tag doing that work. It was 7 small signals, and most of them have nothing to do with what you'd assume. The 7th one isn't even about the jeans or the sneakers at all, and it's the one that quietly outweighs the other 6 combined. Here's the first. You can check it against your own closet before you even finish getting dressed tomorrow. Here's the one idea tying all 7 of these together. Expensive was never really about cost. It's about proportion, condition, and a handful of small signals that register almost instantly, long before anyone consciously registers a single brand name. You stand in front of the mirror, jeans on, sneakers on, and something about the whole thing looks a little heavier than you meant it to, a little more errand-day than put together, even though nothing about the outfit itself is actually wrong. Look down. 9 times out of 10, it's the hem. Denim that pools over the top of a sneaker, bunching at the ankle, is the single fastest way to drag an otherwise clean outfit down. Roll the same jeans up half an inch, and the whole leg suddenly looks longer, lighter, more deliberate. Same denim, same shoe, nothing else changed. This is continuity of line, the same principle that's mattered in nearly every video on this channel, showing up here in denim instead of a dress or a boot. A jean that breaks cleanly right at the top of the sneaker lets the leg move as one shape instead of 2 competing ones, the denim and the shoe working together rather than fighting for the same inch of ankle. Fast check. Stand sideways in a mirror. If you can't see the top seam of your sneaker at all under the denim, it's time for a hem, whether that means a tailor or simply sizing down to a cropped or ankle-length style. It's a 5-minute fix that changes how the entire outfit reads, without a single new purchase involved. Remember this. The gap between expensive and thrown together is often less than an inch of fabric. The next hack is one most women get exactly backwards, reaching for more, when less was the actual answer. The sneaker itself. Not the trendiest one, not the boldest one, not the one with the biggest logo stitched across the side, the quiet, clean, minimal one that most women walk right past on the shelf because it doesn't announce itself the way the flashier styles do, and can even feel a little boring to choose in the moment. Here's what a stylist actually notices first. Silhouette, not brand. A chunky sole, exaggerated stitching, or a busy multicolor design pulls attention straight down to the shoe itself. A slim, low-profile silhouette in 1 or 2 colors does the opposite. It sits quietly under the outfit instead of announcing itself, the way a simple pump or a loafer does, even though a sneaker is arguably the most casual shoe in the entire wardrobe. There's a real irony here worth sitting with. The sneaker that costs the least is very often the one that looks the most put together, simply because it stopped trying to prove anything. The moment a shoe has to work that hard to be noticed, it's usually already lost the argument it was trying to win. If you're enjoying practical advice that respects your age instead of fighting it, this is exactly what we share here every week. Consider subscribing because every video here is built to help you understand what actually works, not just hand you another rule to follow. Remember this, a loud sneaker asks to be noticed. A quiet one lets you be noticed instead. Picture 2 women walking into the same cafe, both in jeans and white sneakers, arriving within a minute of each other. One has her jeans sitting low on the hip, an oversized top bunched loosely over the waistband, the whole silhouette reading as one soft, undefined shape. The other has her sitting at her natural waist, top tucked or half tucked, one clean line running from shoulder to hip. Nobody in that cafe could tell you exactly why, but almost everyone would say the second woman looked taller, more put together. The exact same 2 pieces of clothing, worn 2 completely different ways, arriving at 2 entirely different impressions. This is proportion, the same principle that's decided whether a pair of wide-leg trousers looks elegant or shapeless in nearly every video on this channel. A high-rise waist paired with a tucked or half-tucked top creates a defined waistline the eye can measure the rest of the outfit against. Without it, Jeans and a sneaker read as two unrelated pieces rather than one intentional outfit. Same denim, same shoe, entirely different impression, decided by nothing more than a tuck. Quick honest question. Do you tend to leave your top untucked by habit, or have you already started experimenting with a tuck? Tell me in the comments. Remember this. The eye needs somewhere to land. Give it a waistline, or it will simply read the whole outfit as shapeless. The next one is subtle enough that most women never notice it's even happening in either direction. Here's a detail almost nobody consciously registers, though everyone's eye is quietly doing the math anyway. The tonal relationship between your denim wash and your sneaker color. A dark, saturated jean against a stark white sneaker creates a hard, high-contrast break right at the ankle, fine occasionally, even striking in small doses, but loud when it's the only thing happening in the outfit. A lighter or mid-wash denim against an off-white or bone-colored sneaker softens that same transition, letting the eye travel down the leg without hitting a jarring stop along the way, the same way a well-blended eyeshadow looks more polished than one with a hard, visible line. This is simple color harmony. Matching tones elongate. Clashing tones interrupt, the same way a bright, mismatched hosiery line interrupts an otherwise elegant hemline. The fix. Before buying a new pair of white sneakers, hold them next to your most worn jeans in daylight, not under store lighting, which tends to flatten every white into looking identical. If the contrast feels aggressive rather than clean, look for slightly warmer or softer white instead of the stark, cool white most sneakers default to. Remember this. Expensive rarely shouts. It blends. Structure on top, ease on the bottom. Jeans and sneakers are, by their nature, relaxed, which means the rest of the outfit has one job, providing the structure the denim and rubber sole can't offer on their own, the same way a frame provides the edge a painting could never provide for itself. A blazer, a structured jacket, even a well-tailored button-down left open over a simple top does this instantly. Picture the same woman twice, first in just jeans and a plain tee, sneakers on, heading out the door. Then picture her again, same jeans, same tee, same sneakers, this time with a tailored blazer thrown over the top. Nothing else changed, and yet the second version reads as a decision, not an accident. That's the entire job structure does. Which of these 5 have you already been doing without realizing it? The hem break, the quiet sneaker, the tucked waist, the tonal match, or the structured layer? Tell me the word in the comments. I read every single one, and it genuinely shapes what we cover next. This works in the opposite direction too. Worth noting, an oversized cardigan or an unstructured cocoon coat undoes the same effect a blazer creates, no matter how expensive that softer piece happens to be. Structure isn't about formality. It's simply about giving the outfit one clear edge for the eye to follow. Remember this. Casual pieces were never the problem. An outfit with nothing structural in it is. If 5 hacks about fit and proportion can do this much, wait until you hear the 6th, because it has nothing to do with how anything is cut at all. The sneaker's condition. A scuffed, yellowing, slightly grimy white sneaker reads as neglected no matter how expensive it originally was, and a clean, crisp one reads as intentional no matter how modest the price tag underneath it actually was. This one detail alone can undo every other hack on this list, because a neglected shoe is the first thing most people notice, whether or not they could tell you that's the actual reason. Think about the difference between a scuffed sneaker on a Tuesday errand run and the same pair, wiped clean, worn to the exact same errand the following week. Nothing else in the outfit changed. The impression did anyway. Here's the test. Look at your sneakers from a few feet away, the distance someone would actually see them from across a room rather than the close-up view you get putting them on each morning. If the first thing you notice is dirt or discoloration rather than the shoe's actual shape, that's the detail quietly undoing everything else on this list. The fix, a simple leather or canvas cleaner, wiped over the upper once a week, keeps a white sneaker reading as fresh rather than tired. A 2-minute habit that does more for how expensive an outfit reads than almost anything else on this entire list, and costs less than a single coffee to maintain. Remember this. Condition is a decision made every single week, not a lucky accident that happens to some shoes and not others. And now the seventh, the one that isn't really about the jeans or the sneakers at all, and the one that quietly outweighs the other six combined. The single quality accessory. Here's what actually convinces a stranger's eye that an entire outfit is expensive. Not the denim, not the sneaker, but one substantial piece nearby that looks intentional. A watch with real visual weight, simple gold jewelry, a structured bag that holds its shape. The eye treats that one piece as evidence for everything else, assuming the rest of the outfit must match it, even when the jeans came from an ordinary rack and the sneakers were on sale. Picture a woman in the simplest jeans and sneaker outfit imaginable, nothing remarkable about either piece. And then notice the watch on her wrist, substantial, catching the light every time she reaches for her coffee. That single detail does more work than the rest of the outfit combined, quietly recalibrating how everything else around it gets read, the same way one confident detail changed how a whole restaurant table remembered a woman's outfit in a video we covered on this channel not long ago. This is the whole idea hiding underneath everything else on this list. Expensive was never really about what's cheap or costly in an outfit. It's about which single piece gets to do the convincing, and most women hand that job to the wrong item entirely, spreading their attention thin across several forgettable pieces instead of concentrating it into one. The fix: choose one accessory, just one, and let it be the piece that looks the most intentional, the most cared for in the entire outfit. Everything else can be simple. That one piece carries the rest. This doesn't require the most expensive item you own. It requires the one that looks the most considered, a leather bag with real structure over a trendy synthetic one, a substantial watch over a delicate fashion piece. Visual weight and care read clearly, even from a distance, even when nobody could actually tell you what anything cost. Remember this: you don't need an expensive outfit. You need one expensive feeling detail and 5 quiet pieces smart enough to let it do the talking. Here's what all 7 of these actually share. A hem broken cleanly at the sneaker. A quiet, minimal sneaker instead of a loud one. A tucked waist creating a line the eye can measure. Tonal harmony between denim and shoe. One structured piece, holding the whole look together. A sneaker kept genuinely clean. And one quality accessory, doing more work than anything else in the outfit combined. None of it means the jeans and sneakers you already own were ever the problem. It simply means expensive was never really about the price tag on any single piece. It was about proportion, condition, and one deliberate detail, working together in an outfit most people assume can only ever read as casual. None of this requires an entirely new wardrobe. Most of it is a hem taken up an inch, a top tucked instead of left loose, a sneaker wiped down once a week, and one accessory worn with real intention instead of an afterthought grabbed on the way out the door. Small, deliberate choices, repeated consistently, will always outlast an expensive piece worn carelessly. You don't need to replace a single thing in your closet tonight. The jeans are fine. The sneakers are fine. What changes tomorrow morning is simply how deliberately you put them together. The hem, the tuck, the tone, the one piece that does the talking. Tell me, which of these 7 are you trying tomorrow? I'll be reading every answer, and I might feature a few of them in the next video. Give this a like if it gave you even one thing you didn't know a few minutes ago. I'll see you in the next one.